Captain Paul here from the Locker Room. If you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe. We're trying to reach 1,500 subscribers by the end of January, and let's get into it. Rich Keefe reported the Boston Bruins and David Pastrnak are finalizing an 8-year deal worth $88 million. That was huge news. That was lighting up the Twitter sphere, especially on the Bruins side. A lot of people were excited. That would be $11 million per year, but not so fast. A statement from Pasternak's agent, JP Barry, said, "We are talking. Too hard to say whether progress has been made or not, but lots of dialogue from both sides. Radio report was rubbish." So it turns out that Rich Keefe's report was full of crap. And he is a radio analyst for WEEI, a radio station which covers Boston sports. It makes no sense why he would falsify those reports. I don't know if he thought they wouldn't make a statement regarding it, but regardless, that was very idiotic on him to do. Now, the report might have been false and full of crap, but let's actually go into the legitimate conversation. Is David Pastrnak worth $11 million per year? Currently on the season, in 36 games played, he has 25 goals, 25 assists for 50 points. He is definitely lighting it up. And let's go into the trajectory of his career. Last season, in 72 games, he had 40 goals, 37 assists for 77 points. Season before that, in 48 games played, 20 goals, 28 assists for 48 points. And the season before that, 70 games played, 48 goals, 47 assists for 95 points. David Pastrnak has scored over 70 points in full seasons, mind you, since he was the age of 20. He has definitely proven that he is an elite NHL scorer and he is a superstar. So is David Pastrnak worth $11 million? Absolutely. Now, some Bruins fans might push back that Bergeron and Marchand, they gave discounts to stay here and compete. But just because they did doesn't mean that Pastrnak is required to do the same. And let's also be very fair. Marchand and Bergeron are on the back end of their careers. Bergeron might retire after this season. Marchand's probably got a few more years left of his elite scoring ability. But we can't behold Pastrnak to take discounts just because they did before him. It's getting to a point, in my opinion, with the Bruins that you need to re-sign David Pastrnak, and this is why I've been very kind of leery of making any big splash moves. You don't want to hinder yourself and take up so much cap where you can't re-sign this player. You have enough solid youth and prospects to fill out third lines if needed to do so for next season. And let's also state this, who knows, maybe Krejci and Bergeron come back again for cheap deals. Maybe not as cheap as this season, but for their market value on the cheaper side. David Pastrnak has proven year in, year out that he has the scoring ability you need for a top-line winger. Currently on this pace, he's going to easily get over 40 goals and probably hit 50, which would be a career high. And I know it is a contract season, but it's not just him lighting it up in a contract year. He has been lighting it up since he was the age of 20. Pastrnak has everything you want in a top-line winger. He has good playmaking ability, an amazing shot. The only knock I'll give on Pastrnak is sometimes he's a little bit weaker on the puck, and he's prone to making some mental mistakes when it comes to turnovers. But it is very hard to find a player of that scoring caliber not to have some flaws. Not everyone is the perfect hockey player, and I know people like to highlight the cons, but his elite scoring ability makes up for any con he has tenfold. This guy is one of the best players in the NHL. I'd be perfectly fine with the Boston Bruins giving him $11 million per year. I think he's more than worth it. But you, the viewer, I would like to know what your thoughts are. Do you think David Pastrnak is worth $11 million per year? And if so, what term would you give him? I personally wouldn't be mad at the 8-year deal because he'd still be in his prime by the end of the deal. And if you don't think he's worth the $11 million per year, give me your value on what he's worth. I'm Captain Paul for the Locker Room. We are trying to reach 1,500 subscribers. I would super appreciate if you subscribed and if you checked out our Patreon. Trying to get everything going on there. If you enjoy these videos, I'd appreciate your support. I'll see you in the next video.